creepy, crawly critters buzzing and slithering around. While they may look good for frights and scares on this Halloween night, you wouldn't be too happy to look inside your trick-or-treat bag and find them. Today, the YTD crew puts down the ooey-gooey treats and opens wide to take a taste of our insect friends. Will little legs and wings make for a tasty, crunchy treat to munch? Or will they send us running away with a scream? Happy Halloween! You tried that. Happy Halloween! You tried that. I'm Nick Novak with my pal Shade Hancock.
Howdy!
Nick Geiger.
Oh, yes, it's me, Nick Geiger.
Yes. And a huge fuck you to Nick Geiger for buying these snacks.
A huge fuck you!
Stop calling me Dan.
Yeah, I should mention Slimer's over here. It's just under the table giving me head while we're talking.
All right.
Any teeth?
Where do you want to finish?
Is that something that people ask?
I mean, no, I don't know.
I like it on my bulbous green ass! That's where he wants you to finish.
Wait, he's going to blow me and then turn around and I'm going to come on his ass cheek?
Yep, that's what
Does
he's
he have
doing.
ass cheeks?
That's right.
That's right. Ghostbusters 4.
What was 3? He swallowed or something? Anyways.
Yep. That was 3.
This is a great start. 3 was all about Slimer swallowing.
3 was a 3-way. And then 4. Okay, so we have this straight before I move on. Ghostbusters 4 is about fucking Slimer.
Yeah.
And then he turns around so you finish on his ass.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but it's spelled Ghostbusters. They replaced the H with a 4. So, just so you know, if you're trying to Google it later.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So I get an email from my work this month, and it says, would you like to participate in a game of Hide the Pumpkin? Right? And we're not talking about Ghostbusters 4. We're talking about... So I'm going to read you the rules for Hide the Pumpkin. Tell me if you guys think you'd be signing up. You should also know that the winner of this receives a premier parking spot for a week and a goodie basket.
So, point of order. How, premier are we talking? Is it you have to park 3 blocks away or you get this spot? Is it a real advantage of some sort?
It could be. I mean, it could be because, there's different lots. So, I mean, you might get stuck in a further... There might be a person who shows up later who's in a further lot. So, at the beginning of round 1... there will be...
This is already more complicated than I thought, which was take pumpkin, hide it. I thought that was going to be the rules, but okay, go ahead.
One of the pair, you will get paired up against someone, all right? And one person of the pair will receive a paper pumpkin in their mailbox. They must hide the pumpkin in the assigned opponent's room. It then becomes the other person's job to find the pumpkin and hide it in their opponent's room. This goes back and forth until the round is over. Parentheses, round length will be determined based on the number of people who sign up.
Good Lord.
Whoever's room or office the pumpkin is in at the end of the round loses, and they will not continue, but their opponent will move on.
I don't understand this round length thing. If only 2 people sign up, they just all right, the round was 5 minutes long. What?
It's probably they need to do multiple rounds in a day. Yeah, so they can't have you going on the whole day because
we only have 5 pumpkins. So if 30 people sign up,
I'm actually under the impression that it's over the course of a long time, where this round is 3 days long.
Yeah,
and it's sort of a hot potato with this pumpkin. So there are actually 6 rules to the game. You'd think it'd be pretty self-explanatory, but here's the rules. When hiding the pumpkin, there must be some part of it showing. Okay, so that's not, really too fucking hard to find the pumpkin. The pumpkin must be inside of the room or office.
Okay.
I hit the pumpkin at the grocery store.
I think we already covered that in the first part, but all right.
3, no hiding the pumpkin inside any drawers or cabinets.
Already covered that with it must be seen. All right.
When in doubt whether the pumpkin is visible or not, please consult a fair-minded colleague.
Okay.
Or send a company-wide email saying, I've lost my pumpkin. Has anyone found it?
You do not need to tell the other person when you found the pumpkin, and you just rehide it until the round is over. And last but not least, it is illegal to make a copy of the pumpkin in an attempt to dupe your opponent into thinking it has not been found yet.
Wait, so is this a paper, like a piece of paper with a pumpkin on it, or is it an actual pumpkin?
No, yeah, it's just a piece.
You're not like 3D printing a pumpkin.
Right.
Okay.
So how great does that sound for a work activity?
Fucking horrible. I would never waste my time with that shit.
Well, okay, here's what I'll say. The problem is, do you get to pick your partner?
No.
Okay, so in that sense, it sounds fucking awful. Because, like, if you are partnered up with, like, either somebody you don't like, or somebody you find annoying, or somebody who, like, sucks shit at, like, hiding pumpkins or something, then it's going to be, like, super awful.
Yeah, so, and it's a tournament-style elimination.
Yeah.
Like October Madness here. Does your work try to do stuff like that to, like, build, camaraderie in the office or anything?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we definitely used to, back when we were in the office, used to have all those kinds of, like weird games. I remember one time we got, like, a new admin for our team, and the admin was, like, super into, hey, we're going to have all these, like, team building exercises and stuff like that and try to make them fun. And before I even knew better, like, the very first one, they just called us into a room, and, like, they had a bunch of chairs sit up in a circle, like we're at, like, AA or something. And then, like, everybody was just sitting there, and it was, like, 30 people in the room, and they were just going around, like, one by one, like, telling, like, what's, like, the weirdest job you ever had, you know what I mean? And it was just, like, so painful, like, listening to people. So the first chance that I could, I was like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom, and I just didn't come back. And then never went to any of the other fun events she had planned.
All right, who here has came on Slimer's ass? Who has done it? Yeah, we've had, like, costume contests. I think I've talked about that on the pod before, or, like, they did, like, a chili cook-off a couple times. Like, that would be something they do every year, and they got pretty elaborate with it. We've done, like, weird icebreaker stuff like that. We recently tried to do, like, a team event, but now because it's all over Zoom, that, you're limited in what you could do. We had a Cahoots or, like, Jeopardy thing over Zoom, where we did there was one that was, like, supposed to be like this clue hunting kind of, they called it, like, a virtual escape room, but it was just finding clues about Sherlock Holmes, but it was also about cybersecurity. It would be like,
what?
Oh, Sherlock Holmes went to this website, but which of these URLs seems safe? I'm like, this is the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Sherlock Holmes, famous for fighting cybersecurity.
Right. I say, dear Watson, this guy's not used enough encryption. I don't know much about cybersecurity, but it was really, we were laughing because, like, the crime of the Sherlock Holmes, like, quote unquote thing that we were still using our web browsers to identify was, like, I think it was like Jack the Ripper killed a prostitute or something. Like, that's not work at all.
And posted it on YouTube?
Yeah. I have slaughtered a whore. Go find it. But first, which of these emails seems like it's coming from a suspicious source?
I've slaughtered yet another whore. And also, happy birthday, Lisa.
Also, please remember to get your PTO in by the end of the month.
Back to the whores.
But you, talking about, like, hiding things in people's, like, rooms and office and stuff actually reminds me, maybe 13, 14 years ago when I started at my current job, the team I was on, there was, like, a couple people that just were really into, like, playing pranks on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember one time, one of them brought in, like, a fog machine into, like, the office, which our office is just, like, rows and rows of cubicles, right? And they, like, snuck the fog machine, like, into somebody's cubicle, like, behind them or whatever, and then turned it on, like, full blast, and just thinking that it would just fill that person's cubicle with smoke, it filled the whole fucking floor with like smoke, right? Like everywhere we look was like just completely full of smoke. People thought there was like a fire and stuff. Like, what the fuck is this? It smelled like ass. So then these two guys, like these two prank guys, they got into like kind of like an escalating prank war. Now, I remember, so the same guy that, I don't remember all the pranks, but I remember the same guy that did the fog machine. So there's a second guy that got fogged. His name, we called him Luigi. It's not his real name, but we called him that as like a nickname because he was like kind of like tall and skinny and had a Luigi from Mario Brothers mustache.
Is he the plumber at your company?
And like he was just sort of like goofy and like kind of, you know.
I cut Luigi's brakes. It's a prank.
So what Luigi did to get him back was he took a cup of milk, and then like he knew that the other guy didn't use his filing cabinets at all. So he went into like opened up the bottom filing cabinet, put the glass of milk in, and then just closed the filing cabinet. And it sat there for, I'm not kidding you, months.
Uh-oh.
And like, because the guy never opened his filing cabinet, he never like noticed it. But the smell finally got so bad that it started to like ooze out of the filing cabinet, right? And then finally, like, he opened it, and just the fucking nastiest smell you could ever imagine came flying out of that filing cabinet. We're like, what the fuck, Luigi? We like knew immediately who did it.
Like, it's a funny thing to prank each other, but you're really just harming everyone that sits near these guys, too. They all have to smell this shit.
Yeah, that's awful.
I remember he came over to gloat about it. I'll never forget this image in my head of this guy. Because he was like, he was skinny, but he also had like kind of a big like beer belly.
Green overalls.
And he literally like walks over to the cubicle and like leans up against the other guy's cubicle like he's Lumbergh from Office Space. Just pulls his t-shirt up like all the way to his chest, and with one hand just starts rubbing his belly in circles, like while he's just leaning up against it, and he's like, how did you like the milk? And just like slowly rubbing his belly.
Fuck? I'm like, is that a different prank? Like he just
I don't know. It's just the weirdest fucking thing.
Did he have milk in his belly? I'm confused.
I don't know.
Doesn't he just hit him with the red shell like he normally does? I actually remember this guy at work telling me he did a prank where like he had Slimer over and he was like ready to go, but then when Slimer turned around, he like had a squirt bottle of water and he like shot it on Slimer's back. So Slimer thought he was done, and then Slimer turned back around and he hit him in the face
With spoiled milk?
with spoiled
Just
milk.
splash spoiled milk in his face at that point?
Right.
And then he came on him too.
Right.
Yeah. Well, serves Slimer right.
You're
He
right.
had it coming.
Yeah.
And then the Jack the Ripper killed him. Now, did you write down your password on a visible piece of paper? Well, you shouldn't.
I wish every year the Jack the Ripper just came back. Remember me? Time for another horror story. Damn it, I hate this.
God, this is so fucking weird.
One time I slashed the throat of a whore because she didn't check the badge of the person coming in the building after her. So don't forget to do
Wait,
that.
hold on. Sherlock Holmes just killed a whore himself? There's no mystery at all? Here's the mystery. I killed a whore.
All right, let's eat some.
So, to preface this, these are some bugs, straight up bugs, that I found at the same beef jerky experience store that we got some of the jerky from the Jerkeel tournament. Which one are we doing first, Alex?
Let's split up the work. Let's just do the sucker.
Okay. Well, start in getting the
we
one
gotta
toe in
ease
the
in.
pool here.
Yeah. Do you guys? Now, when I was a kid, I think I went into cold water without thinking much, but as an adult, when you guys get into cold water, do you like? I take forever now. Like
You've seen me, Novak, at a pool.
You're worse than me, even somehow.
I'm a colossal pussy when it comes to cold water. I will get in there and just like make sure my shins feel great for about an hour. The problem is the minute it hits the balls, it's like you feel like you're gonna die. I hate like just dunking the balls in the water is no bueno.
No, I'm a huge believer in rip the Band-Aid off. Like if it's at a swimming pool, just jump right into the deep end when you get there. Run into the lake as fast as you can.
This is a Hotlix worm sucker, orange flavored. Hotlix is the company. And what it is a pretty sizable lollipop, pretty thick. It's like a rectangle. And there is a worm inside of it. So unfortunately, we probably won't get much worm taste from this.
Yeah.
Tastes pretty sucker-like. It's a little squishy feeling. Maybe, I don't know. Is that just mine?
It's an orange flavor, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
it's like a neon orange color.
Sure is.
It's not strong. The flavor is not strong, which is why I, even questioning its orange right is probably correct because it's weak.
Now, where's your worm position? Mine's pretty close to the top. Like if I suck this for a couple, like 10 more minutes, I bet you I'm starting to get to the tail of the worm.
Mine actually has part of the head, like a millimeter sticking out the top already.
Oh, wow. Mine doesn't. Mine is like way in the middle, unless maybe if I had went at it from the side.
See this bad boy? Look at that.
Oh, man.
See that little
Look at
part
that.
sticking out?
Take a lick of it. You can actually tell us if it tastes like anything.
I mean, this is the ultimate easing in. It really would probably take like an hour to get through this thing.
Yeah.
But same thing. As soon as it hits my balls, it's going to feel weird. When I rub this orange sucker all over my testicle.
Well, jump right in, like Chad said. We're going to rate him on a 5-point scale. Love dat, like dat, indifferent to dat, dislike dat, and hate dat. No one's going to love this fucking...
We're going to rate this on a 2-point scale.
Let me propose something here for this lollipop. We can give a rating here for the orange lolly since we're not able to get to the larvae. We're going to try some larvae here in a minute. Based on that, maybe we come back and revise our rating on this lolly.
All right.
Do you call them lollies?
I do now.
It's really kind of off-putting, I got to be honest. All right. Yeah, I mean, this just tastes like a block of sugar. It doesn't... Novak is kind of right, where it doesn't really even taste like that much like orange. It's just kind of there, and it's huge. It's also like the thing with suckers is like part of the fun or like utility of it is I can stick it in my mouth and do other things. I can be like, oh, like take one away and like driving my car and like doing pull-ups. But this one's like so big that it's like really uncomfortable in your mouth. So I'm actually probably gonna. I mean, I'm sure this is the best thing we'll eat today, but I almost feel like giving this a dislike. That it doesn't even taste that good, and it's unwieldy to eat. And that's like really the only two things a sucker can be is like easy to have in your mouth and like good flavor. There's nothing else to it. So, and I'm sure the larva won't make it better. So, dislike that to start for me.
All right. Dislike, Chad.
I actually wish there was more worm. Like I wish the worm to sucker ratio was higher.
You do?
You do?
Yeah, because it's like the sucker itself is shit, right? Like it has the flavor is not good. Like Geiger said, it's like unreasonably huge, right? Like it's way too big. This thing take forever to eat. The flavor sucks, and like at least if there was worms there, then like there'd be some reason to eat this, right? Like my point is that there is no reason to eat this because it'll take me 45 minutes to get to the fucking worm, and that 45 minutes will be miserable. I wish there was more worms so I could see what they're actually trying to go for here.
Yeah.
So but it's a very strong dislike, Dad.
All right. Geiger, when the like regional manager David Johnson had his 3-year work anniversary, did he get did Jack the Ripper provide him with a bonus clue as to where to find the first prostitute?
No.
All right. So
I supposed to say
I think
something
the
there?
sucker is not that good.
What was I supposed to say? Here's a tip. He's not the Riddler. He's Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Riddler, I think was his name.
Jack the Riddler. Riddle me this, Sherlock.
Oh, cybersecurity. All right. This is not good. I'm going to triple the dislike that. It could have been fine. They just... Look, if you're going to put a worm... This, I guess, is my question. Is this worm only going to stay pristine? in whatever they put in this particular sucker, because this sucker wouldn't be good on its own. Like, it's just not a good sucker. So why can't they just make a better quality sucker and stick a worm?
Right.
You know what this looks like? This looks like the fucking Dino DNA stick.
Yes.
From Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a dinosaur. We don't know.
Dino dear. So 3 dislikes.
You know what? Hey, guys, you know what those those dead whores weren't? Clever girls. I mean, they might have been. That's not painted with a broad brush there, but they're also fictional, so I feel less bad about it.
Yeah.
Is this? Do we have to cut out this entire episode?
Hey, it's Halloween.
Yeah,
it's a macabre topic.
That's true. All right. We have to do the cricket. The crickets is the least I'm looking forward to. Way worse than the worms to me. But when I was talking to people about this, like talking to my wife and other people, they seemed more off-put by the worms than the crickets. But to me, these crickets, I'm looking at their fucking faces. Like, that is my problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, it is literally a cricket, like a dried out cricket.
But it's a sour cream and onion cricket.
Yeah, they've flavored them in a way that I'm sure will be pleasurable.
The bag has mine has 7 in it. Oh, and I just pulled out one and the head immediately fell off. So I guess I should get a different one.
Now, the joke is on my sister because she bought cheddar crickets for me and us because she saw them separately. And I said, well, I already got them. So, Becky, you got to eat those by yourself.
Okay, before we eat, the brand is Crick-ettes with the dash in the middle. And like I said, sour cream and onion. And it does on the back list, it's called the other green meat. And it shows the different parts of the cricket. There's apparently a drumstick, breast, wings, a rump, and a flank. So each one, I assume, has a very different, unique taste.
I do appreciate that the ingredient says crickets and then gives its Latin name in parentheses, Ecchetus domesticus.
Now, to be fair to them, they are healthy. There's only about like 8 crickets for one serving size, and it's only like 4 calories. So, no, Chad, I would have assumed you might have eaten bugs and stuff with all your
Didn't
travels.
you eat ants or some shit? Or
I ate some live ants in Laos, yeah. It kind of dissolves in your mouth like right away. I'm going back for another one. Try to get some flavor.
Dear Lord.
They don't taste like much.
Oh, it's their faces.
So do you have a hard time too, Novak, with like lobster when you see it go into the pot, like, and then in like 2 seconds later you're eating it?
I wouldn't want to cook a live I wouldn't do that on my own. Cook a live lobster.
One time, so there's Lobstergram where you can order and they will ship. Look, guys, it's Halloween. We're gonna get macabre here.
Yeah,
but they will ship you live lobsters. And we did it one time. Got 2 lobsters. They came in the dry ice thing, and opened the box. And one of the lobsters in shipping, its like arm had ripped off. One of its arms had come off during shipping. So we named the lobsters Lefty and Bothy, and then promptly cooked them to put them out of their misery. Yeah. All right, I'm going back for a third one.
Okay, here's the problem.
I'm gonna suck on this one a little bit and try to get.
You ate them all?
Yeah, well, they're not that many. It was like 5.
The Crypt Keeper. Here's the issue I have with it. One of the one of the wings, or it's the hurdle. One of the wings or something got stuck like way in the back, like on a roof of my mouth, like a popcorn kernel would.
Yeah.
Where you like can't get it out, and then you try to take a drink, it still won't come out, and it just like ruined the last. I didn't hear most of what you guys said recently because I was trying so hard to get it out. But
you didn't miss anything.
Chad, you got to rate this first. What do you think?
Here's my issue with it. I don't taste any sour cream and onion at all. I've eaten like 3 crickets now, and the third one I actually like sucked on in my mouth for a little while just to try to get any flavor at all.
Yeah.
And like I got nothing. It just tastes it tastes like nothing. It just powders away in your mouth instantly. The consistency's a little fucked. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's kind of stringy. Like in that popcorn, it's like bad popcorn in a way. But I'd almost rather. I mean, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but why is there no sour cream and onion flavor? Like, if there was some flavor on this, I wouldn't mind it. I'd maybe even give it like an indifferent to Dad or something like that. Like, I think it's okay. I have no problems with the fact that it's a cricket, but because there's no flavor there, I'm going to give it a dislike that.
I'm torn with the rating. Like, so much of what I hate about it is the face of the cricket.
Cricket based.
It's the face. I mean, if they took off the faces and I just ate the body, then I'd be okay. But it's the eye, and the taste, like Ched said, isn't bad. It doesn't taste like, if I ate this blindfolded, it would taste like nothing. It really has no flavor or anything to it, and certainly no sour cream and onion. I couldn't pick that out in a million years. So, and you can't see that. Sometimes with flavor seasonings and things, you could see it, and you can tell that these are not seasoned much. But I don't think I could put a hate dat just based on taste. Like, I would eat these over some other things that we've eaten. So I'm going to give it a low level dislike dat. Geiger, where are you at?
Yeah, they're just kind of nothing. I mean, it's like eating air. There's nothing really to them. The legs aren't great because they're kind of like pointy sticks that you're swallowing. But
yeah,
I'm with you guys. I wish they had larded it up with flavor. Like, if it was like really like a ton of, even if it's just that terrible like Funyuns dust type stuff, like at least it would have had a discernible flavor. As it was, I think they tasted bad. Not because it tasted real strongly, but it just kind of tastes like sort of like grass almost. Like there was like a weird aftertaste of just kind of like grassiness or something. But it wasn't good. But all you had to do was just flavor them with sour cream and onion. Look, if I bought a Cool Ranch cricket, I want it to taste like Cool Ranch, okay? I want to buy a sour cream and onion cricket. I expect to be able to dip it in some French onion dip, sour cream and onion style. It was fine. I enjoyed the rump and the flank the best, I think. But I will give it a dislike that. I didn't think it's a cricket, first of all. But second of all, the flavor was bad.
All right. There'll be one snack later. Will the Larvettes take it? Will they win? They have to get someone to feel pretty indifferent about them, which doesn't seem likely. But we'll see. All right, Chad.
Okay, so today we're going to revisit it. Past Halloweens, we had done a segment about fake knockoff Halloween costumes. Thought I'd bring it back for one final season here. The way this works is I've got two lists. We'll give one list to each person. I read you the name of the knockoff Halloween costume, and then you have to tell me what is the real costume that this one represents. And I may have made up a couple of these. So let's see. How do we decide who goes first? I got a list A and a list B. Novak, since you just made us eat crickets, I'm going to give Geiger the choice of list A or list B.
I will do list A.
Novak, you want to go first or second?
I wanted to say the Chad line of, I will go first with list 2.
Okay. Well, that's what you can do. All right. Here we go. First up, Juice Demon.
Beetlejuice.
That's right. Comb Over Candidate.
Comb Over Candidate. It's not Trump. The fuck is a comb over? I don't know.
Okay. Number 3, Potter Teacher Wizard Boy.
Potter Teacher Wizard Boy? That made the... Because Harry Potter was...
An amalgam of every character in the book.
Dumbledore?
Yeah, Dumbledore.
All right.
I don't know why the boy. I guess the picture was a little boy and a Dumbledore, and he actually looked way more like Gandalf. All right, number 4, Money Wise Clown.
Pennywise.
Pennywise, that's right. Number 5, Green Villain.
Green Villain. Green Goblin?
No. Number 6, Blockhead.
Oh, that's is it Minecraft guy?
No. Number 7, Mischievous Worker.
Mischievous Worker. Minion.
Minion, that's right. Number 8. Catch me, honey.
What?
What?
Catch me, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Jack the Ripper?
Oh, I don't even have a good guess for that. I have no idea.
Okay. Number 9. I love this one. Adult 4chan man costume deluxe.
Adult 4chan man.
What the fuck?
Adult 4chan.
That's a costume sold in a store?
I don't know. Hillbilly.
No. All right. Last one, the one I made up. Brotherly slug.
Brotherly slug. Behemoth.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. So you got 5 out of 10. Geiger, for no points, we'll see if you want to steal any of these.
Sure.
So Juice Demon was Beetlejuice. You got
Yep.
that. Comb Over Candidate. You didn't get that, right? Or did you?
No. That's Trump,
think?
isn't it?
Yeah, it is Trump.
Oh, I was for sure thought it wasn't Trump. I know he has weird hair, but I never thought of
I
it
think
as
he
a
does
comb over.
actually have quite a big comb over. I've seen his hair blow back, and it's pretty balding up there.
Potter Teacher, Wizard Boy, Dumbledore. You got Moneywise Clown, Pennywise. You got Green Villain.
Green Villain. So it wasn't. You said it wasn't Green Goblin. The Joker?
It is the
No.
Joker. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Nice.
He's more purple than anything.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Blockhead. Any guess, Geiger?
Jughead from like Archie.
No, it's like the Lego guy. Like just a regular Lego
okay.
character.
Yeah.
Mischievous Worker was Minion. Catch Me, Honey.
I have zero clue.
Pikachu from Pokemon.
Oh,
Why is he saying honey to the
I
people
don't
playing
know.
Pokemon Go?
Adult 4chan man costume deluxe.
Is this just like an internet troll of some sort, or like a
It is a
neckbeard?
specific character. It's
Oh.
not like a just generic neckbeard.
4chan man? I don't know.
It's the V for Vendetta guy.
what?
He's 4chan man?
On his like that group, the hacker group or whatever,
Yeah.
Anonymous, like he's their like mascot or whatever.
Oh.
And then last one, Brotherly Slug, was Behemoth. You got that.
All right. Let's try. 5's a good score. I'm worried here.
Yeah, 5 out of 10. All right. Here we go. List A going second. Geiger.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Pete the Plumber.
Pete the Plumber. Is that the guy from Wreck-It Ralph or whatever?
No. Number 2, Tomb Looter.
Lara Croft.
Number 3, Blue Gnome Father.
Papa Smurf.
Number 4, Boy of the Rings.
Is that Frodo?
Yeah. Number 5, Orphan Boy Witch.
Orphan Boy Witch. Harry Potter?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. He's not a witch.
Number 6, Cruel Boss Lady.
Cruel Boss. Like Cruella DeVille?
That's right.
Wow, nice.
Already all tied up. Number 7, Road Rage Warrior Woman.
Road Rage War. Furiosa from.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Jesus.
From
Wow.
what?
Mad Max Fury Road.
Wow.
Okay, number 8. I like this one. So this one says Cyberman, and then in parentheses it says, or Padre.
So he's a Cyberman or he's a Spanish priest?
I think I know this.
Cyberman or Padre? Cyberman.
Fernando Tatis.
Neo?
Yeah, that's right, Neo.
Yeah.
And then,
How is he Padre?
I think just his suit looks that way.
yeah,
Oh,
they have
okay,
like a
looks
little
good.
picture, which is the exact same costume but with a cross around his neck.
It's versatile. You can go 2 years in a row with the Padre costume.
Number 9. This one's really hard. We'll see if you get this. 90s Stupid Tuxedo.
90s stupid tuxedo. Pee Wee Herman.
No. And
That's a good guess.
last one that I made up. Giant Hog 11.
Would that be none other than 1-1?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Giant Hog 11.
Was Pete the Plumber Mario?
Pete the Plumber was Mario.
Why would they call him Pete? That makes no sense.
Tomb Looter, you got Lara Croft. Blue Gnome Father was Papa Smurf. Boy of the Rings, Frodo. Orphan Boy Rich, Harry Potter. Crew Boss Lady, Cruella DeVille. Road Rage Warrior Woman, Furiosa. Cyberman or Padre, Neo. All right, 90s Stupid Tuxedo. Do you have a guess there, Novak?
Oh, Mac Tonight.
So it's a bright orange tuxedo.
Dumb and Dumber?
Oh,
Yeah, it's Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber.
That makes sense. Yeah, I suppose Pee-wee is more like 80s. But...
Mm-hmm.
Mac Tonight's timeless.
It's the right time for a great taste. Dig it.
Geiger wins, but we'll see if you can get the tiebreaker, which is one that I made up. Hobo Nut Job.
Hobo Nut Job. Is this White Pie?
Hobo Nut Job. Oh, Mac Tonight.
Mr. Peanut was that one.
He's a hobo?
I think we said he was a
That's
hobo.
canon, like from
Like 2 years ago
episode
or something.
12.
That's canon. You're not in the You Tried Dat lore enough, Geiger. Get back in there.
Actually, the story was that like Chad dressed as Mr. Peanut for his neighbor who like lost his son.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You're right. It was much fucking weirder than him being a hobo.
I wish actually your work, like Jack the Ripper was such a hit that they had him come for just regular events throughout the year. It was like, time for SalesCon 2021 here, guys. It's Jack the Ripper again. Welcome back, everybody.
He went from cybersecurity to teaching us how to sell. Here's the elevator pitch on killing somebody and getting away with it. So,
But then they don't have the rights anymore, so he just has to be knockoff like Bob the Stabber or something like that. Great.
Let's eat some worms.
we always know when Chad's done with the segment because all right, great.
Well, that's done. All right, these are Larvettes. Spelled a little different than the Crick-ettes. This is Larvets. Original worm snacks. Snacks spelled SNAX. These are cheddar cheese flavored by Claim. And they look basically, I don't know, they're maybe like an inch and a half long. They're very thin. And they're like very segmented as you go.
Just like my penis.
This one also gives you insect larvae, Tenebrio multitor. But I'm wondering, it says not recommended for people with a shellfish allergy.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, spoiler alert, I have had larva before. We went on an overnight thing with Jake's Boy Scout troop, and they had larva available. So we tried some. Pretty great.
Were they like this, where it's just a dried out?
Yep. There was no flavor to them. There was no cheddar cheese. It was just regular old larva.
Is that like teaching Boy Scouts that when you're lost in the woods?
Find some larvae, yeah. Dry them out. Sprinkle cheddar cheese dust on them. Have a party.
Pull out your cheddar cheese dust from your pack?
It was actually it was a neat thing. It was an overnight at Cantigny, which is like this like war museum. So they had a lot of like, tanks and stuff, and like you can go through a museum, but then you had to sleep. And I brought a sleeping bag and one pillow, but it was like I was sleeping on linoleum, and my sleeping spot was right by the boys' bathrooms. It was just kids like, constantly running in there and taking huge dumps, and like my back was just killing me. And then we woke up and like, all right, time to eat larva. I'm like, motherfucker. But it was a nice bonding thing, I guess.
Did they do like when you do those things and it like lists 30 objects and you're supposed to pick which, like 10 you would bring, like in order, like would you bring the rope and all the stuff?
Yeah.
And then they say which one the expert survivors pick. And it's always like, oh, first you're supposed to bring the, canteen and then the cheddar cheese dust.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You're supposed to bring your stabbing knife.
Right.
And a phone to call Sherlock Holmes with.
Right.
You're supposed to bring your worm sucker because it'll last you enough food for like a year and a half.
You can also use it to like knock the tent poles of your tent in if you need to, like a hammer.
All right. I'll go first. I was definitely upset when I started pulling these out, and I saw
There's no faces.
the little legs. There's a lot of little legs in there.
Yeah.
Geiger finishing these ones off too.
The legs are at this like towards one side, so then I figured that was probably the face. So I don't like eating. I don't like.
Could
things
be
looking
the
at me.
ass. You don't know which side's the face, which side's the ass.
Yeah, you rather eat the poop shoot?
I don't like things looking at me, which is why I turned Slimer around, which is ridiculous. All right, so these aren't good. They're like real similar to the crickets, honestly, real similar. I will say they have a little more cheddar cheese flavor compared to the sour cream on the crickets. That said, it's not a real cheesy feel to my mouth right now. But you can actually see it on there a little bit. There's some like orange dust.
Yeah.
So there's slightly more than that. I don't think it's fair to rate them any differently than the crickets because they have the same sort of nothing taste. So I'm going to give them my third dislike that of today. Now, everything has gotten a dislike so far. All right, no hates, surprisingly. So these worms need to, they're either going to tie with a couple more dislikes, but if someone sways one way or another, it could decide the match. Geiger?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Mine were super cheese. Like, did you see when I like pulled one out and like the long strings of cheese?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
To the other ones were there.
It was like eating a deep dish pizza or something. So much.
Right, yeah. These are Giordano's Larvettes. I got pepperoni on mine. How about you guys? I gotta be honest. I don't think these are that bad. They definitely taste better than the sour cream and onion crickets. You can definitely taste more of the flavoring. They've almost have like a nutty flavor. Maybe I'm nutty, but I feel like they don't have like
Maybe
the
you're
worst.
a hobo nut job there.
Yeah, it could be the old hobo nut job, but I don't mind them actually. I ate the whole box. There aren't hard. I mean, there's almost nothing there. It's like chewing air. I'm very close to giving it an indifferent, but what's holding me back is I gave that sucker a dislike. And like, look, I'm going to eat that sucker 9 times out of 1,000 over the Larvettes. So
Really?
well, yeah, I mean, I don't think either one are good necessarily, but it's still like a sugary block over like a bunch of worm asses.
Okay, hang on. Before you... worm asses.
I only ate the ass part segment. So I should have told you.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
the listeners know,
Mm-hmm.
you had they come in a little like plastic baggie inside the package. Okay, a real small baggie. You turned the baggie
Yeah.
upside down,
Yes.
leaned your neck back,
Uh-huh.
and poured the rest of the crumbs into your mouth.
Yes.
Now that's not what somebody does when they don't like something.
That's true.
But-
It's like, but I did that for the crickets too, and I did not like them.
There's a lot more larvae in this than there
Yes.
are crickets. Like, this bag is way fuller.
Yeah, I ate these things like I was a baby robin at a buffet. I did not
Yeah.
mind. You know what?
Just the asses, though.
Only the asses. I said, please give me just the rump section, the rump roast of these larvae. You know what? All right, you've convinced me. I am giving the Larvettes an indifferent. I think, yeah. So not alike.
Was that your goal, Novak, to like talk him into a stupid high rating on this thing?
No, it's not
No,
hot.
I'm
Look,
trying to just call him out
to be honest, I don't mind him. Like if I was just like
for his hypocrisy.
Trying to call out his bullshit.
Like if I was at a gas station, pulled over, had like a bag of Larvettes on a road trip, it'd be pretty fucking weird. But it's not the worst thing on the earth.
If
Like,
somebody
you know
handed Larvettes to me at a party, then
I'd be like, knock it off, Jack the Ripper.
There's a label on the back of Larvettes that just shows ass, middle, and face.
Middle, little in the middle, but you got much face.
All right, so it comes to this.
yeah.
Just a dislike, and Cheddar Cheese Larvettes going to win the episode.
Yes.
But if Chad gives them a hate, we're going to have a 3-way tie.
Well, but what happens if I give him like an indifferent? That's realistic.
Well, then they win by even more. I don't know.
Okay, great. Good to know.
That doesn't change the calculus at all.
These they have kind of the same consistency of the crickets, where they do just sort of disintegrate in your mouth, and it's just very like whatever. You guys mentioned that you do taste the cheese flavor more than sour cream and onion, and that's definitely true. That's the problem, because
That's fair.
that cheese flavor is fucking awful, and the aftertaste is so gross on these things to me. I think this aftertaste is really foul, actually.
Did you eat the asses or no?
That is the problem, is that I only ate the faces.
Right.
So
the
I didn't
face
get the
tastes way worse.
I didn't get the beautiful.
A lot more tender in the ass. Yeah.
I think the aftertaste is repulsive to these. Like, I went back to that lolly to try to like get more of that. I drank a bunch of tea. I still have the aftertaste in my mouth. These things are fucking gross. Hate that.
Wow.
Oh.
A tie.
Oh.
We have a tie.
You know what I find repulsive? You saying the word lolly as a grown man. That's really fucking weird.
Unfortunately, when a 3-way tie, we decided all 3 go immediately to the 2021 finals. So,
We'll see him on the Mount Rushmore.
everyone go out and buy some more. I don't know how else we decide here. I think we just call them all a tie for the shit that they are.
Well, okay, we'll put it this way.
Whoever wins, we all lose.
All right. Would each of you tell us honestly which one? Like, I'll say honestly, I would eat the Larvettes over any one of these 3. How about, do you guys have a different take? Well,
Yeah.
I'm assuming you do. Yeah.
I would probably eat the sucker. I mean,
Yeah.
the problem with the sucker is I'm judging this on not having finished it. The problem is when I get down to that larvette, it's going to be like picking away at that thing as you slowly unveil it, which doesn't sound fun. So I do think the larvettes are much better than the crickets. Well, what do you think, Chad?
Well, I wouldn't pick the sucker. I'd pick the lolly. And I mean, like, could you just stop, like, you know, like right before you get to the larva there, you know?
No.
No.
Oh,
You're
okay.
sucking on something. You got to finish. That's what I told Slimer.
I don't think. I think that's the best one, because I don't think the problem that I have with the aftertaste is the larva, the worm itself. I think the problem is that cheese powder, which presumably they didn't coat this one larva in cheese powder just to like stick a lolly around it.
Right.
So, yeah, that's the one I'll take.
All right. So that one wins. The lollipop wins.
Great.
The lolly. Sorry.
Great.
Great. Cool. Good story.
All right. Geiger, where can listeners contact us?
If you're just dying to know where you can eat dried out cricket husks, if you have ever eaten a bug of some other kind, and if you want to let us know about what you think of our ratings, you want to suggest new snacks, you want to ask a question with the mailbag, you can do so by emailing us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We are also on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We are on Facebook with a You Tried Dat group. We are on Twitter, #YouTriedDat. Please, if you like the podcast, leave a review and a star and tell everyone you know. Post it all over the internet. But as always, thank you very much for listening.
Do you guys think, real quick, that Jack the Ripper, do you think he like went up to like Sherlock Holmes' office and like pulled his shirt like up to his chest and rubbed his belly and was like, "How do you like my whores?"
Yeah.
What'd you think of that murder?
Those hilarious pranks he kept pulling on Sherlock Holmes of killing people.
Have you guys read Sherlock Holmes stuff before?
Nah.
Long time ago.
Is there appeal of Sherlock Holmes to you?
I mean,
Is that character?
I mean,
I like mystery novels, sort of. I don't.
yeah. I mean, the first what's Iron Man? Robert Downey Jr. movie was all right. That was pretty good.
Iron Man was pretty cool.
you like Sherlock Holmes? Yeah, I liked him in Iron Man. That's not his name, dipshit. Remember when Iron Man found all those dead hookers and defeated Jack the Ripper in hand-to-hand combat? Riddle me this. Pew! Just like blows his face off.
Yeah, but in general, I think, like, I do like mystery stuff, right? Like, we read a lot of Agatha Christie books. Like, I've read a ton of Poirot books, and Miss Marple books and stuff, but Sherlock Holmes, I don't know why, just not as interesting to me.
Do you think Thanos just snaps his fingers, hides a pumpkin without anyone knowing?
He just snaps his fingers and like only all the whores die, and then he's like, "Take that, Jack the Ripper! You're nothing.
You have no purpose."
Now you'll have to defeat cyber criminals. Yeah, that'd be pretty intimidating. Playing hide the pumpkin with Thanos. Just be like, yeah, he'd be able to see it. I think.
So what is one? Yep.
Trenchant observation from Nick Geiger.
He's got a huge layer, though, so I mean, it's. All right. What's one? Let's have one recommendation of a Halloween candy that's not that you would have loved to get as a kid. That's not the popular, like not a fun size Snickers, Reese's, not something like that. What's maybe an out of the box candy that you thought you'd look forward to? Like for me, some of the ones that I like that maybe aren't as popular, I've talked about them before, and I swear to God, I'm going to get them in an upcoming episode. Is the peanut butter things wrapped in orange and black? I love them. I think they're really, really underrated.
Those.
I'm going to get them because I find them super underrated. And actually, like I don't like sweet tart type candy, but I love Smarties. I don't know why, but like that candy, I'll go searching for the Smarties. Is there any kind of off the wall candy that you guys might reach for?
I think I would prefer a sweet tart over a Smartie. I think Starburst is something I never bought for myself, but like at Halloween, or like I never sought out, but if they always came in Halloween and then I liked them. It's not really like niche though. It's like a Starburst. I hate Bit of Honey. Those are terrible.
What about like a popcorn ball? Like sometimes they give you a popcorn ball. Do you guys like those things?
Yeah, there was a neighbor we had that we were like good friends with them, and she would give us like these big, like delicious, like oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. But that's not really, I guess, a candy you can go find in the local store. You can go to my mother's old neighbor and get cookies from her.
I kind of liked, I don't know, maybe these are more common, but like you get it'll just be like a little chocolate in some shape. Like maybe it's got like an eyeball wrapper on it, so that like a round one looks like an eyeball, or like gold coins or something. I thought those were fun when I was a kid. As an adult, I think they're dumb as fuck, but back then.
Wow.
Okay. I was stupid.
Real strong opinions on that.
And I always liked Crackle, which I know is like sort of an unpopular
that is unpopular
candy bar. So I would always trade people for the shit I didn't want for Crackles.
I do like a Mr. Good bar, and I feel like that's only available in the tiny little...
Those are gross.
They're gross. It's like a chocolate with peanuts in it.
I know. I don't know how they fuck it up. Like, because the peanuts are like mashed up and they're not together.
They are?
Well, they're not like... They're more like slices of little pieces of peanut.
Did you want like a whole unshelled peanut in your chocolate bar? Or like what?
Well, as opposed, like when you get a Hershey's with almonds, the almonds are full almonds, right?
Yeah.
That I like. I don't like it when it's like minced in there.
I mean, Snickers aren't whole peanuts in there. It's exactly the same type of peanut.
They're pretty big pieces.
I don't know.
No, you're right.
All right.
They only mash up the peanuts when you're trying to pull a prank on someone and hide them under your laptop.
Let's go buy a Snickers and a Mr. Good bar. We'll slice them open, compare peanut sizes.
But I feel like Mr. Good bar is a candy that I only see in the fun size version for Halloween. I don't like... Have you ever seen a full size Mr. Good bar anywhere?
I have. I've seen them in the store aisle, and there's like... the box is always completely full.
No, but that's a good point. Like Mr. Good bar and Crackle are pretty much only in that like Hershey's mix of fun sizes. That's like the main time you see them. I've probably never had a full-size Crackle or Mr. Good bar.
What happened there, Geiger?
The sucker's terrible. I keep like just absentmindedly sucking on it, and it's bad. Anyway.
It's the only food you got left.
Mm-hmm.
You got to finish it. You're Mr. Lolly.
No, I am not. I unequivocally am not.
All right. Well, a happy Halloween to everyone. Stay with us. Listen, we've got the Thanksgiving ep will be coming up soon. And of course, Santa will be back. We'll be trying out some more Impossible meat, probably. So stay with us through the holidays. That'll do it for this time. We'll be back next time. We'll try out 3 brand new snacks.
News.
Yeah.